Today, I want to talk about the top 5 hero to item combos that have been allowing pros and just top tier players to dominate the competition. These are item builds that aren't necessarily innovative, some are not, but basically what I'm saying is if you copy these builds, you're going to have a lot more success than the people around you. So yeah, if you're excited for this concept of video and want to see more in the future, please like it as it not only, helps out the YouTube algorithm, which is essentially my boss, but also it lets me know if you want to see more content like this in the future. And now, let's get into it. Something I've recently been doing has been experimenting with random heroes in the mid lane. I've played Beastmaster mid, Axe mid, Riki mid, Sven mid, and recently, going back to the point of the Sven, I just played Sven mid lane and did a VOD analysis for the main gameleap website. It was a really cool game because I managed to win my lane by applying core fundamentals I learned from other heroes onto Sven in the mid lane. In fact, I thought we were going to lose that game. We were 10k behind at some point, but because of good item timings and decision making, I was able to win it. So please click the link down below so you can check out that video. I put a lot of effort into it. It was a ton of fun to record and also to play. So yeah, click the link down below and I hope I see you guys there. Alright, so first is Mars. I just want to say that I think this hero has a very standard item build right now that is unbelievably powerful, and what that is going Vlad's, Blink, and then Pipe. Now you can exchange the Pipe for a BKB, but I personally think that Mars is one of the best offlaners in Dota right now. Reason being is his laning stage is unbelievably reliable. He loses almost no matchups, and most importantly, his W is only 65 mana, and it slows super hard. On top of that, if you think your laning stage is going to be easy, right? It's going to be easy. You buy an Orb of Venom, the W applies it, it's like a 30% slow or 40% slow for like a pretty long duration, and you just secure kills left and right in combination with your spear. On top of that, I think this hero has just been underrated for a while. Its utility is quite good, and I feel like the fact that its ultimate at max is a 60-second cooldown, it's pretty insane. It kind of makes it where in a really long, drawn-out endgame team fight, you can actually get 2 of them off, which is pretty crazy. And on top of that, I feel like I still don't fully understand his E. If you're a Mars spammer and want to explain it to everyone in the comment section down below, I think we'd all appreciate it, but it seems to absorb right clicks. I don't know if I'm wrong, but you go in this weird stance, and all of a sudden, you're just eating everything. It's pretty cool. But yeah, overall, I think the hero is a great laning stage. It shoves waves well, which means it farms very fast, and then its team fighting is pretty simple. You eat up your ulti, you spear someone into the wall, cast your W, and then put down your shield and just soak all the damage. On top of it, why is Vlad's good? Well, your W works with the Vlads. So basically, anytime you hit a few units, including creeps, with your W, you gain like 500 or 1000 HP depending on how many there are. It's very impressive, it makes you extremely hard to kill, and on top of that, the stats for Vlads are great. You get the Ring of Bacillus, which is obviously great for Mars because you have some mana problems. And on top of that, then you go your Blink, you buy your Pipe, and you initiate. You're super tanky because Pipe is a broken item, and I think it will get nerfed pretty soon. I'm not gonna lie. A couple items I think are getting nerfed. I think Vlad's maybe slightly, and I think Pipe. I think both of these items, slight nerfs in the future. Next, I want to mention Void Spirit, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen this build by now. If you've been watching Thompson as of late, you've probably even seen him buy Mini Crit or Crystalis on Rubik. The game was on his YouTube channel, so if you have it, I recommend you check it out. Just type Thompson in the search bar. And really what's cool about it is this item build kind of works for any sort of hero that wants to right click, where you just buy a Crystalis. It gives you 45 damage, which is a lot. It's just a lot for 2,000 gold. The buildup is quite good as well. It's very cheap items that you can build effectively, and then you have a pretty big crit, 160%, which is solid. It's good. And all in all, I really like Void Spirit as a hero. I think the fact that you can sort of go this stat into mini crit is just so powerful, because right now, I see a lot of teams, they're running this meta where they're 4 Protect 1. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, right? They're 4 Protect 1 where they have like Terrorblade. I've actually seen a bit of Terrorblade, I feel like, lately. Medusa, heroes like this, right? And then you put a Void Spirit mid. He does fine in most matchups, right? This hero is pretty reliable mid because of his E. And then at level 6, he's one of the best tempo controllers in Dota, if not the best. I would be willing to argue this is probably one of the fastest paced, if not the fastest paced hero in Dota. It's unbelievably difficult to kill because all 4 of its abilities could be basically argued as defensive in some sort. Right, which is pretty insane. And then you buy 2 nulls, a magic one, you can buy a bottle, treads, mini crit, you have like 6 small items, and you're so hard to deal with. So yeah, I think this combination of item plus hero is easily a top 5 in my book right now. I don't necessarily think that the win rate directly reflects it, but I do think this hero, if played properly, is the biggest nuisance in Dota. Next up, I would like to mention Huskar. I think this hero, I think I've actually talked about it in a few videos now. I am sold. I am 100% sold on Huskar. I am very, very sold on Huskar. This hero to me feels close to broken. I'm not lying. Like, close to broken. Because its items are all being buffed. Or they're good. Besides, I guess, bracers, which have been nerfed. Like, now they only get 4% status resistance. Hashtag rest in peace bracers in the comment section. I mean, come on, guys. Like, what's happened? Bracers were like 6%. Now they're 4%. The best number is 5%, though. If you get that, you're a real one. Or just be out of fan, but I'll move on. Basically, what I'm saying is that I think this hero is really, really good. I think its laning stage is pretty uncounterable. You might even be like, well, what about like Viper speed? I don't know. I feel like most matchups you can either crush or do fine. I'm not kidding. I actually feel like this hero barely loses any matchups, if any. It's pretty insane. Like, I've yet to see a Huskar really get crushed as of late, and I've played with quite a few of them. In fact, over on the gameleap website, as you probably saw earlier, I made a pudge analysis and my safe laner was a Huskar, and then he put in work. And the reason is the item build. You build an armlet, which I think got buffed recently. Halberd, which is arguably like a top 3 item in Dota right now. Like, you get status resistance, this heal lamp, which obviously works god tier with Huskar. Like, having this heal lamp and lifesteal lamp with Huskar is crazy, right? You have status resistance with Huskar, which is crazy. Insane strength, damage, like, it's literally a Huskar item. Everything it gives is a god Huskar item. Even the fact that it makes you have a disarm against heroes like Slark, that you might struggle with in certain points of the game, or when he's ultied, or like a troll or something like this. Boom, boom, they're just disarmed. Like, dude, this item is so perfect. It's so perfect. And you combine that with an armlet and a couple of stat items and treads, which is also a broken item. I'm pretty convinced treads are broken. And it's like speed. You say everything's broken. I mean, kind of, but I guess that's what makes Dota fun. Nah, but I really do mean it. I think treads and halberd are the two of the best items in Dota right now. In terms of like their cost efficiency, I think both of these items could be like 500 gold more and still potentially purchased. Actually, well, treads a little bit less so, but you guys get the point. On top of this, I almost forgot to mention, and it would have really made me super sad because this is the most important thing to understand about Huskar. If you can get the Paladin Sword, holy, 17% amp on HP and lifesteal, as well as giving you 17 damage and 17% lifesteal. On Huskar, you have a 20% lifesteal talent. You can buy a Morbid Mask for more lifesteal, and then get the Paladin Sword for more lifesteal. And you kind of like have a Satanic going at all times, as well as like infinite heal lamp with the Halberd and the Paladin Sword. It's like pretty insane how this Huskar on my team, he had like 300 HP at least 18 times. I'm not kidding. He had like literally 18 times. And he sort of just kept living, like over and over again. He literally just kept living over and over again. I expected him to die 18 times in a fight. I'm not kidding. Watch the replay on the gameleap website. I'm not kidding. It is crazy. Just try it out. I think this hero's broken. Next up, we have Pangolier, and I believe Pangolier was actually the highest win rate hero at the recent tournament, which is insane because I didn't expect this. I personally thought that this hero was broken for a while. Reason being is that it's unbelievably flexible. Like, that's the first thing you have to understand about Pango. This hero and its flexibility to play, you can play the off lane, you can play mid lane, you can play 4. You have 3 different roles this hero realistically can play, which is impressive in itself. And not only that, its kit is so versatile. Like, just think about what it is. What this hero actually does. It has mobility, so it's hard to catch, which is a major advantage of any hero that has that. It has wave clear. It has a super long disarm, which is clearly powerful with all the halberds we're seeing, or right-click heroes, such as Medusa, or Lifestealer, or Slark. And on top of that, the disarm also is a slow, and it's also armor reduction, which is insane. Like, this spell overall is just insane, and then you top that all off with, obviously, his ultimate, which is, you know, theoretically just, I would say maybe the best spell in Dota for how long it can stun someone, which is, you know, it's a weird thing to say, but I kind of mean that. So the build on this hero is, well, the cool thing about it is there's a couple. So I believe that there's this build that originated out of EU, and what it was is Vlad's Pango. The cool thing about the Vlads is it works with their swashbuckle, so does actually Satanic, and Satanic's active, which is pretty cool if you guys haven't seen it. But basically what I'm saying is that you build this Vlad's, you get obviously a Bassi early on, you get lifesteal, and you can sort of have a lot of impact with your team. And yeah, it just really makes you very sustainable, a solid laner. And the cool thing about this is that you don't have to go this build. On top of it, for Pango, you can buy a Vessel, you can buy Pipe, you can buy a Diffusal into Ags, right? A lot of the pros right now, what they're doing is they're even buying Treads and a Wand, and they go for this very early game right-click timing. And you can combine this right-click timing with any of the builds, so you can go Treads, Wand into a Vlad's, or Treads, Wand into Vessel, or Treads, Wand into Diffusal. And basically, you're like, okay, what do I need this game, right? Do I need to burn mana? Do I need to do DPS? Okay, I buy a Diffusal. Do I need to shut down heroes like Huskar or Morphling? Or like some high HP Pudge or Mars? Okay, I'll go a Vessel. Or like, you know, do I need to help out with my team and want to be sustainable or help buff some right clickers? I'll go Vlad's. And that's why I just think this hero is so broken. It's probably the most flexible hero in Dota right now in terms of where it can play, its item build. So yeah, I just recommend playing Pango until it gets nerfed, frankly. And finally, we have Death Prophet. I am a massive Death Prophet fan. I think this hero is unbelievably underrated. It's gotten buffed recently, where it got more movement speed, I believe 5 movement speed, and 5 seconds less on all levels of its Spirit Siphon. The cool thing about this is that it makes this hero a lot more reliable, right? Because in the laning stage, you already were pretty reliable. Your hero doesn't lose a lot of matchups because naturally you're a hero with a nuke and then some sort of sustain, which is a very good formula for doing well in the laning stage. And then combine that with the fact that you just buy this wand item, which is a great item, and then treads, which I think are the, you know, maybe the best item in Dota right now for its cost. And then you buy a Yules. On top of that, you can go a lot of options after the Yules. I always do recommend starting though. You have like a null, wand, treads, maybe a bottle into Yules. This is like a really good, if you don't know what to buy, or if you just want a good standard build on Death Prophet, that's what you buy. But after that, you can buy a BKB Rush. Let's say they just have a lot of magical damage. You buy BKB. You can buy Octarine if you really think that you can just be sustainable and a little bit more greedy. Sure, Shivas. I recently watched one of the Chinese teams, I believe, buy Yule Shivas against a TA and a Riki, and it really made the damage that those heroes do pretty negligible. So it's one of those things where this hero, once again, very flexible in similarity to Pangolier, which is why I really like both of these heroes, even if you put them on the same team comp. Very cool combo, by the way, because these heroes just have unbelievable team fight. They can play pretty high tempo around their cooldowns. So yeah, overall, these were the 5 heroes on my list. Let me know what you guys think, or if you've been playing any of them recently, because if you haven't, I feel like you're not paying enough attention to the meta, and I'm only saying that because I think the meta is fairly important to follow. I don't think it's the #1 thing in improving in Dota, but I certainly think it's one of those things where it doesn't take a lot of time. You simply look at what the pros do and copy it, and that's why I want to make this video, so hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe to help our channel grow, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace! Are you tired of being hard stuck at your rank? Over at gameleap.com, we have a library of hundreds of guides authored by pro players and coaches covering literally every aspect of Dota. Whether you're looking to master a new hero or role, or just polish up your existing skills, GameLeap is the proven place for competitive gamers to hone their craft and unlock their secret potential. Hit the link on screen right now, to take advantage of our special offer for a 25% discount, guys, 25%, and start your journey today.